What you doing?
I'm just checking it over, make sure everything's good.
Let's modify this thing.
And you know what, man? I don't know. I think I kind of like it stock.
We do not do that here.
Okay. Okay, so John, we got a big old pile of parts that we're going to put on this thing. I think the first thing we need to do, just for ease of access, we need to go ahead and take everything off that we possibly can. So the fairings, gas tank, exhaust, all that. Tear all that crap off the bike because we're going to be replacing just about all of it. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
Let's strip it down.
Let's strip her down.
Before we go through all the trouble of taking everything off of, let's see if this works.
I mean, it's worth a shot. We're gonna take this like cheap little stock coil, get rid of it. We're gonna put this badass Nibbi coil on here. We'll have links to all the parts that we're using in the description below. Also, we put an NGK plug in here, replaced the stock crappy Chinese one, just for like, we replaced the coil and replaced the plug just for a better, cleaner spark. And give us all the horsies. Next up is the stock carburetor. I mean, the stock one's okay. It is what it is. It had tamper-proof screws on the bottom that I had to cut and then take out to change the jet. It had an 88 in it and it settled on a 108, I believe. And that did all right, but it still didn't have enough. So we're gonna change it up a little bit. A lot of you guys know what this is. For those that don't, this is a Nibbi carburetor. Look at how pretty that thing is. High performance 30mm carburetor. Everything inside is polished, no drag. It's a work of art. So we were originally gonna use the 30mm Nibbi carburetor to swap out the stock carb on this. However, I don't know if I just bought the wrong intake boot or if something's been changed, but there's not enough room between the frame and the block to actually fit it. So we're gonna try the Nibbi 28mm with the flange built in. Hopefully this will work. So let's see what happens. Alright, so now we're going to change out this stock CDI.
See the CDI? See all that? It says we're going to go faster.
Translation.
Yeah.
We're going faster. Fancy. Next up is the Stoneman exhaust. So we got the header pipe right here. We're going to put it on, and then we'll do the mid pipe and the muffler. Show them that muffler, that pretty muffler. Look at that thing.
That's pretty good well made. What is it? 100 bucks?
It's like $90, I think, on Amazon.
About $100. That ain't bad.
Yep.
I can't even buy a muffler for most dirt bikes for that.
You're right. There's a little drop bracket. It ain't perfect, but it works.
Boy, getting a little bit professional. Things are painted and the bolts match.
What? Boom ski.
Ready to hear it run?
Yeah, let's see what it sounds like. That was way too easy. That was way too easy. Something's got to be wrong. Oh my God. I know how loud it is. It sounds so good. Oh, you ready to go ride? Yeah. Go ride. This is our second run on my 2021 Tao TBR7. This is after the modifications. We put a 28mm Nibbi Carb with a 118 jet in it, I think. JFG Stoneman exhaust, aftermarket CDI, put a NGK plug with a Nibbi coil. Sounds great. It runs great. This thing is just way more capable than it was before. In front of me is a Chevy Silverado with a 5.3. I can tell it's a 5.3 because I can smell the oil burning. Alright, so anyway, really woke this bike up. This actually feels like it was supposed to. It gets down. I mean, especially for a 230 and even a Chinese 230. This thing will shit and get. I still think I need to change some gearing. Just because I still kind of max out around 70, 75-ish. But so yeah, me and John are out riding around. He's getting some chase footage. He's behind me with his camera. But I mean, we're keeping up with highway speed. I mean, out here it's like 60, like 55, 60. I knew he was going to do that. Alright, I'm going to try and get some 0 to 60 times for you after we've done all these mods. Alright, let's try this again. It's the same time every time, dang it. Alright. Got one more. I am noticing a big jump in the acceleration on this thing, which is surprising considering when I done the gear change I kind of took away from that, but it seems I added back with these mods, so I mean I'm not mad at it at all. This is not a bad choice for the first time rider, for, you know, somebody who like me hasn't rode in a while and doesn't want to spend a ton of money. I don't have a whole lot of time to ride anymore anyway. I mean, I've got a full-time job, I'm married, you know, and then I have the YouTube channel on top of everything else we're doing. And I've had a couple of people tell me, why don't you start up a second one that's just for the TBR7? Dude, I can barely keep up with Rattle Cam Customs as it is. What'd we get up to?
What?
How fast did we get up to?
I'm watching the speedometer.
You don't want to, do you?
I just listen to the motor and ride.
Right.
I know that ain't a legal way to do it.
But it's only legal if you get caught.
Yeah, sure. I feel like I'm sitting on top of this bike instead of sitting on it like I do mine. The seating position's a little bit different. I kind of like it. It's like a sport bike almost. Sixth gear, it just isn't there. Where's it at? Cole,
Yeah.
you need fire made.
Yeah, this thing's a blast. That thing's a blast. These both are awesome bikes. I really just like how we're able to get out and see how these two stack up. I mean, it's comparing apples to oranges. But
Hey, well, that thing, it surprised me.
It done more than I thought it was going to do.
These mods that we've done to this bike, completely different bike now. It's this is a completely different ball game, and I love it. You can tell an obvious difference in horsepower with just these mods. The JFG exhaust sounds great. It's a little droney if you're up higher in the RPMs for a long period of time. Like if you're on the highway, it gets a little loud, but that could be a personal preference thing. I spent too much time on stuff with loud exhausts, and my hearing has suffered greatly for it. If you're considering getting a TBR7 and you want to keep it for a long time and you want to go fast, do those mods. They're cheap mods. I think I've got maybe $250, maybe $300 max in all of it. I've got $1,800 in the bike and another $300 in mods, and you've got a solid bike that'll do highway speed and still get it done off the road. I mean, so far I got no complaints other than it not having a 6th gear. I'm glad I got this bike. I'm glad we get to ride again because we haven't been able to do this in years. John, when you were riding it, what did you think?
It had plenty of power. For a small bore motorcycle, it had plenty of power. I enjoyed riding it.
Don't think that we're done with this bike, because we're not done with either one of these bikes. We've got some more plans for the TBR7, but we're waiting on some heavy duty parts, some stuff that is having to be custom made specifically for it. So I'm pretty excited about that. What I'm really excited about is once we get all these wild mods done.
Yeah, I want to see how it compares to this with a 6th gear and that only having a 5th gear.
Yeah.
It might make a big difference when he gets that done.
Yeah.
He might give me a run for my money.
But make sure you use the links in the description to pick up a t-shirt from MiniBike Apparel or a Rattle Can Customs t-shirt.
Like that right there.
You can probably get that shirt on Amazon. And until next time, y'all get up, get out there, and get after it.